You ever notice how the worst day of your life doesn't announce itself with a bang, but something so petty you almost laugh? That's exactly how it started for me. Sun was slanting through my blinds, my hardwood floor glowing gold jazz, crackling low from my old turntable. Yeah, John, Coltrane me, in my favorite chair with a glass of iced tea, thinking, damn, I made it. First one in my family to own a place, a house in a real neighborhood with oaks so old they remember things people don't want to talk about. I was proud content until I heard this weird mechanical sound out front. Not a squirrel, not a branch, but something deliberate. A drill. Let me back up a sec. I'd only lived here 6 months, but I was that guy who followed every rule, waved at every neighbor, paid every due before it was due. Installed motion-activated lights on my porch because peace of mind is better than pretending trouble can't happen here. So when I heard the noise, I muted Coltrane. My sanctuary turned tense in a heartbeat. I slid over to the window, peeking between the blinds. And that's when the story really gets nuts. Standing on my porch was my neighbor Brenda. Late 60s hair like a helmet, always in animal prints, but today she outdid herself. Cheetah shorts and matching top. Up a shaky stepladder, holding a yellow cordless drill straight up, uninstalling my new security light wires dangling out like nerves. My first thought wasn't even anger. It was confusion. Like, what alternate universe did I just step into? I yanked open the door so hard it banged the wall. Hey, what are you doing? Brenda didn't even flinch, just kept working, then turned around with a smug little smirk. You're welcome, she said, dripping fake sweetness. I'm fixing your violation. You know what I mean? That's the moment you realize this ain't about lights. I'm standing there, arms folded, heart pounding, while she's perched up like the queen of bad decisions. I ask what violation she's talking about, and she scoffs. You must be new here, she goes. I'm the newly elected HOA enforcer for this block, and your lighting is a flagrant breach of code. Here's the thing, I bought this house precisely because there wasn't an HOA. Ask the realtor title company previous owners, this was supposed to be my safe zone from petty power games. I told her flat out there's no HOA here. She didn't miss a beat. Oh, it's a new initiative, she says, a private one for those of us who care about historical aesthetics. She taps my light, calls it an eyesore, says it ruins the colonial ambiance. The you people was unsaid, but trust me, it was hanging there in the air heavy as lead. I warned her, Brenda, you're trespassing and damaging my property. Step down or I call the police. And that's when her face changed. Sweetness vanished. She yanked out her phone, dialing 911, flipping the script like she'd rehearsed it. Suddenly, she's the victim. Help! I'm being attacked. He stole my vintage lights. She was the star of her own show. Only this time she'd cast me as the villain. I'd seen that play before, black man. Defending himself. Elderly white woman claiming fear. Optics can be a weapon. I stood my ground. Not moving, hands visible. In minutes, squad cars arrived, lights bouncing off every house, neighbors peeking through blinds. 2 officers, one older, one young and jumpy. Brenda rushes them, voice trembling, finger pointed. He threatened me. The officer split one, listens to her wild story. The other comes to me calm but skeptical. I explained step by step what happened, how I installed the lights, had the receipt, even the box in my garage. Brenda's spinning lies, claiming the lights were antiques, that I'd painted them to look cheap, showing photos of her porch that was actually hers, not mine. It almost worked too. Officers flipping through her homemade HOA handbook complete with fake seals and her signature. She'd thought of everything except Mr. Afton, my neighbor across the street. Wait, is she stealing lights again? He calls out. Everybody turns. Mr. Afton retired. History teacher watering his roses tells the cops Brenda tried to snip his garden lanterns last month. That's when the spell breaks. It's when Brenda panics, starts hurling accusations at all of us. But now the officers are interested in what's in her garage. Turns out Brenda's restoration project was a one-woman crime spree, dozens of stolen fixtures tagged with addresses, notes like "Swap for Colonial 2 Asian" on Mr. Afton's lanterns. It wasn't just about lights, it was about people she didn't want here. The police find more her active Facebook marketplace page selling authentic vintage fixtures are stolen property. Her face when the cuffs clicked was something I'll never forget. Not fear, not remorse, just pure venom, like I'd ruined her master plan. But the real punch in the gut. The plan went even deeper. Brenda had been pushing me for weeks to fix her broken iPad, offering to let me bring it inside, connect it to my Wi-Fi. I never trusted it, always made excuses. Turns out for good reason. Detectives later found her iPad loaded with malware keyloggers, remote access tools ready to compromise my work and personal life, maybe plant evidence, maybe something worse. All laid out in a folder, photos of my house notes about my undesirable music plans to frame me if the light incident didn't work. It was a conspiracy, her and her son, a washed-up real estate developer desperate to drive out undesirable families so he could snap up cheap houses. The emails made it clear if I get the one at 124 to leave, the rest will fall like dominoes. So the fake HOA, the porch drama, the 911 call, they were just opening acts. The real show was about digital sabotage, racial cleansing dressed up as aesthetic preservation. Yeah, that happened. But the neighborhood didn't just roll over. My neighbors came together, started sharing their own stories. Diaz family harassed over a fence. Patel family threatened over a swing set. Mark and Tom reported for indecency for holding hands. Brenda's campaign of terror wasn't about history. It was about exclusion, about enforcing her vision of who deserved to belong. We formed the Maple Drive Brigade, organized, documented every incident, shared the truth online, drowned out the media spin from Brenda's fancy lawyer. When the trial came, it wasn't just me on the stand, it was the whole block. Brenda tried her act, but under cross, the mask slipped. Her heritage talk turned raw ugly. The jury saw right through it. Guilty on all counts, her and her son. The Collins house went up for sale, fitting right. I bought the brightest damn floodlight Home Depot had. Threw a barbecue, invited the whole brigade. When dusk fell, I flicked on that light, cold, modern, unapologetic. Mr. Afton toasted to the unbroken light. We all stood there, different colors, background stories, proof that unity isn't about sameness, but respect. You know, I still look out sometimes and see the soft glow from the Aftons' lanterns, the Patels' string lights, the Diaz's living room, and my own porch beaming strong. That light, it's more than just a bulb. It's a warning and a welcome. This is our home. We belong. And we're not afraid. So let's hear it. Have you ever faced something like this where standing your ground meant fighting for the soul of your neighborhood? Who was right? Who was wrong? Was justice served or just delayed? Drop your take below. And if you believe in shining a light on the truth, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe. Because in the end, darkness never wins where we stand together.